¿Qué?
Tammy, eras feliz, o al menos eso creí.
The Family Secrets Explode is the first episode of Season 7 of 1000-Pound Sisters. Hi there everybody. Greetings from another thrilling video. I'm Jennifer from 90 Day Insider, and I'm here to provide you the most recent news, drama, and exclusive behind-the-scenes looks. Let's get started. Fans anticipated more of the same when Pound Sisters returned for its 7th season. Amy and Tammy fighting, Chris making jokes while attempting to keep everyone together, and Amanda interrupting with scathing one-liners. They were surprised by the first episode, which was more akin to a scandal documentary than a family reality show. TLC was evident from the first frame that the focus of Season 7 was no longer weight loss. It was all about surviving. Surviving relationships, surviving reputations, and surviving health. A broad view of Dixon, Kentucky. The hamlet made notorious by the Slayton sisters opened the program. The sound design created a foreboding atmosphere, and the early morning sky appeared gloomy, even stormy. Against this background, Tammy swords might be heard. Everyone believes they are aware of the truth. However, they are not ignorant. This family has darker secrets than anyone can fathom. The scandal train then abruptly departed the station. The broken facade of Amy Halterman Slayton was the main focus of the first half of the show. She had been portrayed in previous seasons as the one who got it together, losing weight, getting married, and having children. Supporters believed she had emerged from the shadows. However, that image was torn apart in episode 1. There was mayhem as the cameras followed Amy inside her home. Toys discarded, fast food wrappers and laundry baskets leaking onto the floor littered the living room. Baby Glenn was crying from his playpen and her oldest kid, Gage, was acting irrationally. Amy appeared worn out as she paced back and forth, her eyes dark with stress and her hair disheveled. The phone call then arrived. She snapped at someone on the other end as captured by the microphone. Her remarks were surprising, irate, and harsh. "You have no right to advise me on how to raise my children. You guys have already taken everything away from me. Do you believe I can be frightened by the court? I'm not giving up on my children." The editors ensured that viewers were aware of the seriousness. A stack of official-looking envelopes on the kitchen counter caught their attention. One had the county court system's return address on it, while another was plainly branded notice. This went beyond simply being a messy parent. This was the first sign of a court case. Cut to Amy with mascara streaming down her face during her confession. "I never imagined that I would be sitting here fearing that my boys may be taken away. The pressure is too much. Even if I'm attempting to do everything correctly, everyone claims that I'm a lousy mother. They might be correct." This was a shock to many who had applauded Amy's mommy makeover. It was evident from the debut that Amy's world was collapsing, and the cameras would not turn away. Not the redemption fans expected from Tammy's return. Tammy was making a spectacular comeback from recovery while Amy was falling apart. Fans were aware in real time that she had overcome her near-fatal health scare and even shed a large amount of weight. However, the Tammy who returned home wasn't the reborn butterfly that everyone had hoped for. With a sharper attitude than ever before, she wheeled up to the home in her wheelchair, oxygen tank still hooked. The porch was decked out with balloons and a large sign that said, "Welcome home, Tammy." Her siblings gave her a stiff practiced hug. The first explosive, then detonated. Tammy did not express gratitude or a smile to her family during her private confession. Rather, she mocked the camera. "They are all phonies. I know what they've been saying, yet they are acting like they are glad to see me. They still believe that I am the issue. But what do you know? I am not alone in having demons." Skeletons were given to Amy. Skeletons went to Chris. They are all lying. And I am going to reveal the truth to the world. In an instant, Tammy changed the season's meaning to include more than simply her atonement. The goal was to expose everyone else. Tammy snapped later in the show as the family gathered in the living room to catch up. Tammy retorted when Amy attempted to make a joke about how the house felt too quiet without her. "At least it wasn't I screaming and wailing all the time, Amy. You are not deceiving anyone with your good mom persona. Everyone is aware of your activities." Amy stopped. There was silence in the room. Before cutting away, the producers allowed the awkwardness to last for a full 10 seconds. Scandalous, unvarnished, and establishing a conflict that would characterize the entire season. It was the epitome of reality television. Mewett Chris, the revealed good brother. Chris Combs had been portrayed for 6 seasons as the family's devoted, down-to-earth sibling. However, episode 1 revealed of another side of him that suggested he wasn't as pure as his admirers thought. Money came up at a family dinner scene, as it always does. Amy voiced her displeasure with the medical expenses. Tammy said that her siblings were taking advantage of her notoriety. At that point, Chris lost it. He yelled as he slammed his fork down, "You guys have no idea how much I've been doing. I've been negotiating to make sure this show is still going strong. Had it not been for me, TLC would have left several seasons ago. To keep the cameras rolling, I did stuff you don't want to know about." There was silence at the table. "What kind of deals, Chris?" inquired Amanda. Chris, however, did not respond. "Ain't none of your business," he grumbled, shoving food into his mouth. After that, the show shifted to a covert late-night scenario. Chris was captured on camera meeting with an unidentified man outside a nearby bar. Words like cash, contract, and don't tell the others were picked up on the audio, and the producers masked the man's face, which fueled rumors that Chris was involved in some sort of dubious backdoor deal with TLC executives. Did he offer the tabloid stories about his sisters? Although the mystery remained unsolved, it was evident that Chris had evolved beyond his role as the funny big brother. His secrets had the potential to destroy the family. Amanda loses it. Fans were stunned by Amanda's emotional moment. Even though Amy, Tammy, and Chris dominated the majority of the broadcast, Amanda, who frequently offered comic relief, was well known for her ferocious temper and amusing Ganellinas. However, she was shown crying in episode 1. In an in-person interview, she acknowledged, "This family is disintegrating despite my best efforts to appear tough. There is new drama every day. It seems impossible for us to love one another without first destroying one another. And I'm afraid I'm afraid that one of us won't survive this season." Her remarks weren't interpreted as hyperbole. Her confession was accompanied by a spooky soundtrack that the editors inserted, giving the impression that disaster was imminent. The detonating family battle. A full-fledged family fight near the end of episode 1 was its high point. With the intention of having a peaceful welcome home dinner, everyone assembled in the living room. Instead, it was the site of the season's first breakdown. Amy claimed that Tammy didn't value the sacrifices she made. Amy was accused by Tammy of being a bad mother. Once more, Chris yelled about his covert deals. Amanda sobbed and begged them to cease. Tammy once screamed at the top of her lungs, got out of her chair, and tore off her oxygen tube. "It doesn't matter if I pass away tomorrow. At least I'll pass away knowing that I was honest. You are all phonies." Tammy stormed out of the house into the cold night air, forcing producers to hurry in. As the team frantically chased after her, the camera stumbled along with her. The rest of the family sat in startled silence as Tammy vanished into the night. A black screen and eerie writing marked the end of the episode. The Slayton family confronts their most sinister secrets. Todd 8 this season. Not everyone will make it through what is ahead. The fans were left stunned by that. Tammy could have stormed out at the end of the inaugural show, but TLC didn't intend to do that. The cameras returned to the turmoil inside Amy's home after the warning. "Not everyone will survive what's coming," flashed on the dark screen. The family's faces were white from the outburst as they sat in startled silence. Glenn whined in his playpen as Gage sobbed in the background. The strain was intolerable. Then Amy lost her temper. Amy's complete disintegration. Amy yelled at Chris and Amanda while raising her hands in the air. "You guys don't understand. She always paints me as the bad guy. I've been attempting to keep this family together, and I received nothing in return. Hatred, nothing. But you guys have no idea how much I've been through in the past several months." As she kicked an empty soda can across the floor, her voice broke. Her confessional, which was recorded later that evening, was cut to by the producers. Amy sat in a chair with swollen red eyes. "With 2 children, many believe I'm fulfilling my dream. However, what is the reality? I'm going to drown. Ever since Michael and I broke up, the blame has been on me. CPS is breathing down my neck. I have bills I can't pay, and people are criticizing me online. What about Tammy? Now that she shed a few pounds, she's out here acting like a saint. Please, people wouldn't call me the evil guy if they knew the truth about her." The delivery of the final statement was venomous. It was menace, not merely self-pity. Amy was implying that she also held a grudge against Tammy. Tammy's midnight disclosure. Tammy was followed by the cameras into the pitch black. Fans mourn the beloved star after Katie Slayton died at age 37 following a brutal cancer battle. The 1,000-pound sisters are shocked. Heartbreaking news is rocking the reality TV industry. After a protracted and agonizing fight with cancer, Katie Slayton, one of the adored characters from TLC's 1,000-pound sisters, tragically died at the age of 37. More than simply a reality TV star, Katie was a representation of bravery and tenacity. Known for her kindness, sense of humor, and unflinching support for her cousins Amy and Tammy Slayton, social media users have exploded in sadness, posting touching words, memories, and homages to a woman whose genuineness and honesty changed the lives of countless others. Katie's path to stardom was anything from typical. She was born into a family that battled obesity. So many people could identify with the struggles she faced growing up. Her early years were filled with both happiness and adversity, a blend of close family ties and the daily challenges associated with long-term weight and health problems. Katie's sword was permanently altered when TLC made the decision to chronicle the Slayton family's existence. She appeared on camera with her cousins Amy and Tammy, giving viewers an intimate look at the unvarnished reality of weight loss, individual hardships, and familial strife. Katie remained grounded in contrast to her cousins, who frequently became involved in public disputes. She was well known for her open discussions about health, her steadfast devotion to her family, and her capacity to establish a very intimate connection with viewers. Her humanity, the tears she wept, the laughs she shared, and the hope she gave to those going through similar hardships was what fans adored about her in addition to her work on the show. But even the cameras were unable to adequately depict Katie's fight with cancer. After being diagnosed with a severe form of the condition, she had to undergo numerous hospital trips and difficult treatments. Her fortitude is remembered by friends and relatives who frequently describe her as someone who persevered through the most trying times. Although her battle was personal in many respects, the images she gave the public showed bravery and tenacity. Fans in the Slayton family are finding it difficult to understand the hole left by the sickness, which tragically claimed her life despite her best attempts. Millions of viewers who identified with Katie Slayton's journey also mourn her passing in addition to her family. With fans posting videos, images, and recollections of her most poignant moments on 10,000-pound sisters, social media has turned into a virtual tribute. Tributes range from heartfelt expressions of love and support to thoughts on how Katie inspired those facing their own health issues. Since the news broke, the hashtags #RipCotterSlayton, #10,000Elbisters, and #TLChave been trending, demonstrating the profound influence she had on her audience. Important concerns regarding the demands of reality TV are also brought up by Katie's death. Although 1,000 Leah sisters received recognition for bringing attention to obesity and weight reduction issues, it also subjected contestants to criticism and scrutiny from the public and media. Katie tackled this head-on, striking a balance between her health issues and the spotlight. In a society that frequently values drama over compassion, she was a beacon of authenticity because of her fortitude, grace, and humor in the face of hardship. Katie Slayton's legacy will live on even after she passes away. Her life is still being celebrated by her fans who share how her narrative encouraged them to value family ties, be kinder to themselves, and take their health seriously. Her contributions to 1,000 Elb sisters were more than just amusement. They provided practical guidance on tenacity, empathy, and the human spirit. According to reports, Amy and Tammy have been finding it difficult to deal with their cousin's unexpected death while the Slayton family grieves. According to insiders, the family is relying on one another for support as they reminisce about times of fun, struggles, and victories. Everyone who knew Katie personally, as well as the audience, will miss her greatly on the show. Although TLC has not yet made an official announcement of Katie's passing, it is anticipated that the network would pay tribute to her in future shows. Supporters want a monument that honors her life, her bravery, and her influence on reality TV. The tragic, tenacious, and inspirational tale of Katie Slayton serves as a reminder that, like everyone else, reality stars struggle behind the scenes. Losses have shaken the reality TV community before, but few have had as severe an impact as this one. Both on and off-screen, Katie's death serves as a reminder of the frailty of life and the value of compassion. One thing is certain, as family, friends, and admirers grieve,